how are you doing? I'm coming on here to do something I've never really done before, like a personal chit-chat situation paired with a get ready with me, because I'm a daughter of the original YouTube generation, and that is what I'm raised on. It's my bread and butter. I've had a bunch of responses, tons, an overwhelming amount, from asking what you guys might like to hear about. So I've written those down in my journal, and I thought that I would go through some of them, get to know me, get to know you, continue this parasocial relationship that we have built and are building. So, one of the first things, no reading, don't read that. One of the first things that I'll go through is a small objects and jewelry tour. So thank you for asking about that. Okay, my phone just fell over rather spectacularly, so I'm back with small objects and jewelry tour. There's a bit of a common thread with what I'm wearing right now, but this is the situation of mostly what I wear every day, some things that I've just put on. For today, let's start with the rings. Now, the two main rings here, the spiral and this sort of knobby second ring, both of those were handmade by a friend of mine who's a beautiful artist and a graphic artist as well, and they do everything, and they made a few of these pieces, and I said I must have one, and my girlfriend bought this for herself. I have stolen it for now, and she bought this one for me, and so I have blood rights to it. This is just a random online boutique, also from my girlfriend. And this is my, nice big girl jewelry. It's a gift from my parents. I went to graduate school, and this was when I graduated from graduate school. It's from the men's section of David Yurman. And this one I definitely wear every day. And then this is a small boutique that my mother got me many years ago. I don't always wear this one. I'd say this is the classic setup. And then this little fish I love very, very dearly. Look how gorgeous she is. And she's I worked in Georgia for a little while covering the election. And she's by a Savannah artist called Moody Lou. Moody, Moodylou. Moody Lou. And she actually comes in a little sardine tin that would be perfect for ASMR, but I don't have it with me. I love her very much. Fish stays on. Not always. And the other thing I thought I would do as a daughter of the YouTube generation for the small objects tour is what's in my bag. Very briefly. Here's the bag. I change out my bag, but this, again, just like a little boutique, and I move around a lot right now, and I have for the last few years, and that means that I'm often living out of a purse. And with this big girl, I'm hitting 3 days, 4 days out of this purse. And it's got my laptop, my journal, a book usually. Right now, I'm reading 24/7, a different kind of book for me. It's like a philosophical, political essay about 24/7 capitalism what that looks like for modes of control and how it reshapes our lives. And this one is from 2014, I think. And it reads like it was written today. Let's check, shall we? Yeah, it was first published 2013. I'll read the back. Sleep is a standing affront to capitalism. That is the argument of Jonathan Crary provocative and fascinating essay, which takes 24/7 as a spectral umbrella term for round-the-clock consumption and production in today's world. This one calls it as polemic and finally concentrated as a line of pure cocaine, which I found a bit douchey, but it is really interesting. So, I'm about yay through it. Always have a book. I've got some gloves in here. I've got a little, sneak peek. Got a little hair roller that's put my bangs up. Sometimes I just let them air dry. Other times I put a little roller up in there. And then, for the sneak peek, I am learning how to knit. Oh, she's along for the ride. I'm learning how to knit, and my sister is a big knitter. A few of my friends, really beautiful knitters. I am not a very beautiful knitter. I am just learning. This is my first ever piece. It is a scarf. And you can really watch the progress. So I started with this light blue end, which you can see is having some difficulties. She is struggling. She's wearing her pain on her sleeve, but here we go. We're learning. Okay. And now that we've gotten about to the end here, you can, knitters in the crowd tell me, but I'm seeing a definite improvement. So, that's what I would say and is often in my bag. And then on top of that, I will usually have many pairs of underwear and socks and about 2 to 4 shirts. And then I wear the pants that I wear as the shoes. And that's how I'm living out of the first long time. Then I'll sort of go home or back to my girlfriend's to restock, fill up again, and then hit the road. I love this girl. Okay. Now, back to consult this. Another question I was asked was about skincare and hair care generally. Body, face, feminine. I mean, they didn't put it like that. But I'm gonna hit you with a little get ready with me. Who doesn't want that? So the other thing that's often in my purse is this big boy, which are my toiletries, which I have kept in this case, and I keep them packed and ready, and I have for the last probably 6 months, so that wherever I go, that's all I need. So, I don't wear makeup every day. I'm not wearing makeup now, but sometimes I do. And when I do, this is normally how it goes. I'll start with the moisturizer, something with sunscreen usually. If, like for special occasions, I'm gonna do a base. I use one of two things. I'll use the Ilia Skin Tint. I really like this. Hype is worth it. Or I'll use, and this is to shout out a friend of mine. Her sister started this makeup company, Amicole. Really, really good, sort of formulated with women of color in mind, people of color. Their tag phrase is, I think, for melanin-rich skin, which is obviously not me, but their shades are so flexible that I use the lightest shade, thin it out with a little bit of moisturizer if I need to, if it's the winter, and that's a really beautiful base. most days I don't do that, and I just do a very quick routine, and it looks like this. I use the Glossier. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is always playing in my head when I'm getting ready. I use the Glossier Stretch Concealer, the shade G10. I don't know why you would ever possibly care. Little fluffy brush. Take some of that stretch concealer under the eye. I have big dark circles, which I have grown to love. Just bring it down a little bit. I found this little side of the nose situation really does a lot for your face. So I'll do that. Get the other under eye. Bring it up a little bit. And then sometimes I'll take a little more just on the nose. And just sort of very, very lightly and thinly from the center of my face outward. Do a little bit of that. Sometimes I'll put a powder over that, sometimes I will not. So sorry about that. Then I'll do a little bronzer situation. This is the Milani bronzer. A lot of this is drugstore. Some of it's not. She's broken. And I'll this little fluffy brush from TJ Maxx. And I'll just put that up on the high points of my cheeks. I bring it all the way up. And then I'll usually put it sort of over my eye. You can see just like a little warmth situation. Other side. You know, they don't have to match. A face is not born to be symmetrical. And then sometimes I'll put a little right there. I always thought that that was for people with a little tiny nose. But it's not. It's for everybody. And then I'll come in with a little blush. I've got two that I am using right now. This is relatively new, but it's a ColourPop blush sticks. Once again, why would you ever care? But the shade is 25/8, I guess. Catchy. And then I love, pro tip, come close. I love the little NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams as a cream blush. Very, very good, cheap little cream blush situation. So, I'll take it. This shade matters. Stockholm. Abu Dhabi's nice too. And right like that. And then I'll come back with my little fluffy, and I'll put that in the same spot as my bronzer, but then bring it in a little more on the cheeks. And then it kind of looks like a lot at first, but it always really mellows out. The lighting here is making it look like it's really dark on this side. It could be. I don't think so, though. And then sometimes, if I'm feeling crazy, I'll double team a little bit of this on top, just like right there. This is a little more like pink. Sorry if that's loud. A little pinkier. And I'll kind of do that more towards the center of the face. Cute. Oh, she's gorgeous. And then I'll go over the eyes too. Sometimes I don't do mascara. Sometimes I'll do a little eyeliner, pencil. I'll do a tiny bit of mascara. I use this. It's not that good. It's really not. I gotta get something better. I like to do just the outside corners of the eye. Sometimes I feel a little too girly girl when I put this on. Maybe that's the case today. You can't always win. I should really wear a nice little lip thing, but I don't usually. this little lint pencil. Sometimes I get her involved. All over. Once again, sometimes that feels too girly, and I wipe it off, as I will today. And then, last thing is, in the winter especially, I'll take a little bit of this Aquaphor, and that just goes right on your damn face. And on days when I don't wear makeup, often I'll just put this all over on my fingers, rub it, thin it out, and just kind of press it over. Is somebody coming in? No. And that's that. Put my big bag away. I love her. Back to the notes and hair care. I just let it air dry. Sometimes I put a little curl cream, little roller, blow dry the bangs. Sometimes I don't. Okay. Inspiration for videos. Just what comes. The person who commented this said that they tried it once and couldn't keep up with it. I'm not trying to keep up with it. If there's not a thought in my head for a video, you're not gonna see me. Sometimes I'll have a quick thought before with the little theme, or sometimes I'll just go. But I'm inspired by a lot of people that I watch. I can list some ASMRtists that I listen to, but I love the stuff that I do. I love whispering and soft-spoken and a lot of personal attention and face touching and like Reiki and spiritual cleanses. Not because I find them very spiritually fulfilling, but I like the closeness of the contact and meditations. Maybe I'll list some people down below that I love to listen to. Okay. And then about my hobbies and my daily life, without being too personal. I'm a writer. I am now doing a different kind of writing than I used to, but I've always been a writer professionally. And so I love to read, and I love to write. I like to knit. As of recently, I'm very close with my family. I have a sister who is my little everything. And I'm a private person, I guess, in a lot of ways, but I'm also an extrovert, and I love to be around people and be near people. And I would say that one of the things that I love best is books and reading, and that makes up a lot of my life and a lot of the people that I love. It's a lot of what we talk about. And I will take you now on a brief tour of some books that I like. I wouldn't say these are my favorites. That's very hard for me to narrow down, so no pressure on the favorites. But why don't you come with me back at my parents' house and take a gander through my bookshelves. When I went to visit them, I did a little look through my bookshelves where I keep most of my books. And go ahead and go on that little tour. Go, go, go. How delicious is that? Just a complete delicious mess of a bookshelf. Now that I'm thinking about this, this is incredibly intimate. Maybe I'll do a full bookshelf tour one day. But today is not that day. Let me know if that is something that maybe you'd be interested in, but thought a couple quick hits of books that I love. I've read a good amount of these books. I'd say probably 75% of these I've already read. Maybe 80. Okay, quick hits. White Noise by Don DeLillo. Incredible dadcore postmodern author. This is his most famous book. A lot of nuclear anxiety and suspicion. My other favorite book by him actually is Underworld, but my girlfriend has my copy of that and she's reading it right now. So that's really my favorite Don DeLillo. This also, Tipping the Velvet, recommended to me by a very dear friend and a bookseller in Savannah. Check out the Stacks bookstore. Incredible period, like Victorian lesbian fiction. That one's just fun. Oh, okay. 2 heavy hitters back here. I'm gonna move you, sir. Ken Follett, Pillars of the Earth. I can't get this little guy out, but this is how you do medieval fantasy. It's about the building of a cathedral. And this, Virginia Woolf's Orlando, one of my all-time favorite books. And let's take a quick look and see what might call to us in here. Literally every page of this is a masterpiece. It doesn't matter. I did not mean to cut there. This book talks about colonialism. It's a faux biography of an imaginary lord. It is through space and time and gender. There it goes. It's a beautiful wild ride. Okay, let's see what else comes to us here. The Canterbury Tales is one sort of, some would consider it one of the first novels, and it is by Geoffrey Chaucer. This is the version in Middle English with certain translations on the side, and I won't open it, but I still remember the beginning of the general prologue. Maybe you were also taught it in school at one point. It goes, "One that opera." Oh no, it doesn't. Oh my god. It leaves me. Okay. We'll have to investigate. Is this relaxing or is this stressful? It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, now, I was right. One that April with his shorter sota, the draught of March hath pierced to the rota, and bathed every vein in switch liquor, of which virtue is gendered as the fleur. Let's toss myself. When Zephyrus with sweetened breath and spirit hath, and every holt and heth, the tender cropes, and the younger sona, hath in the ram his health course Irona. Maybe you can't tell, but I slayed that. Okay. Let's come down here. See if there's anything. This is just a great piece of fiction about the AIDS epidemic in Chicago, Boys Town. The Wind-Up Birds Chronicle is great, but it's not my favorite Murakami. What else? This is some scrapbooks and personal stuff. So is this also down here? Let's look at one more before we go. Okay. Dorian by Will Self. It's a remake of a picture of Dorian, or a reimagining of a picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. But all of the sex and the drugs and the homoeroticism that is unspoken in Picture of Dorian Gray is spoken here. And I will leave it at that. Do you see books that you love over here? Let me know. Well, are you back from the book tour? Did you like it? I sincerely hope that you did. Do you feel like you know me better after all this? I don't know if I hope that you did. I do. I hope that you did. And yeah, I recently have formed a parasocial relationship to an ASMR person on YouTube who talks about philosophy and books and life, and it's been a while since I felt that closeness where you feel like, that's my fucking friend. They don't know that, but that's my friend. So I wonder if you feel that about me. And I feel a lot of love to you. Sorry if you can hear people. I feel that to you. And it was nice to talk about these things, even though it was not extremely personal and still quite private. But if there are other things that you'd like